Well, I'm hoping that somebody's going to come back on. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Don't know what happened there. That's weird, absolutely weird. Oh, yay, well done, Ali. I've got no idea what happened. I didn't touch anything. It was all working perfectly. Yay. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Don't you just hate technology? And I was on a roll and I get all excited about my stuff. And anyway, I think I got as far as feeling energy and the excitement of feeling energy, and just knowing that your loved ones are there with you. And now we've got to get back on track. So, okay, so we did some extra classes. Yeah, we did some extra classes, and it was really lovely. Oh, that's what I was talking about. Yes, sorry. So 3 people were complete beginners, and it was really lovely to show people about energy, how to feel energy, how to sense energy, and then how to feel the change. Yeah, Ian, how to feel the change when the spirit person steps into your energy field. And there were 3 students that had actually been with me for a little while, but they said that having that lesson of going back to basics was very, very important for them, because some of them had forgotten or some of them hadn't done it. I love going back to basics because it reminds me to remind myself that how this whole process works. And it is such a beautiful, yeah, I'm back. It's such a beautiful process. And it isn't scary at all. You know, when I was little, I used to see spirit, and as I said, I didn't tell anybody. I didn't understand, and it really, really did frighten me. And yeah, it was only because I didn't want to tell people. But when I learned how to understand what it was all about, and then be able to Jan, you are funny, and then be able to connect to spirit myself is just, it's just wonderful. I keep telling people I've got the best job in the world. I don't care what anybody else's job is. You know, step out of the way. This is the best thing. But you know, when you actually do readings for people and you bring those magical bits of information through to people about their loved ones, that, you know, how on earth do you know that? It's like Karen brought Mogsy through, so Gainer's mum, and she said about the hats, you know, and just silly little things like that, which was so relevant and so important to the person that had passed, and so relevant to the family as well. So that is what we as mediums try to do. We just try to make sure that we bring that absolutely accurate, nail it on the head, golden nugget, whatever you want to call it, but just be able to bring through that information. If I'm super nice, you'll give me an easy time next lesson. No, I won't. Michelle, how wonderful to see you. I haven't seen you for a long time. So when it comes to classes, I'm a bit strict. And the reason I'm strict is I was taught by strict people. I had very structured teaching, and Karen and I were talking about this the other night. We had some really, really superb teachers, and they didn't take any nonsense, and you either did it right or you didn't. And they, hello, Kate, you came on, you missed the first disaster. But we had very good teachers that made us do it a certain way. And I, keeping within that boundaries, keeping within the box. And okay, I'll answer that question in a minute, Julie, is important, because we need to make sure that we do it a certain way. And I was talking about earlier, the D loves Val, some of the mediums that I see, and you think, you're just scratching over the surface, or you give the same message to every single person, you know, and you think, oh no, that for me is lazy mediumship. But it's also lazy of you. You know, you've got the spirit world there and you've got you here. Okay. what I would like to say as well is a lot of people think that doing mediumship is actually difficult. So let me just give you this scenario. If I wanted to, hello, Kate, I'm going to use you as an example. So if I was to walk into a bar and there's Kate Douglas propped up at the bar with a glass of something in her hand, I can see what she looks like. I can give a description of her. And if I want to know any more about her, I'm going to go up to her and say, hey, can I talk to you? What's your name? Where do you come from? How much family have you got? What do you do for a living? What are your hobbies? What are your likes and dislikes? And that is exactly what we do with spirit. Simple. And it is simple, but we close ourselves down. We create this fear, which creates a wall and creates that blockage. So we can't actually get through to them and they can't get through to us. And as I said a bit earlier in take one, they must get so frustrated with us because they're just here and they're saying, I really want to talk to you. I'm getting all this information to come through to you. Please, please, please listen. And so you have to just become aware of that energy, literally, and then just ask them to step in. Now, as I'm saying that, I just want to make sure that you are aware that when you do this work, as long as you do it with love in your heart and with the right intention, then you will be protected. You can also create that protection for yourself, as in putting a bubble of protection around you and just putting that intention out that only who and what you want to come into that space, your sacred space, is allowed to be there. So look, there are some horrible things out there. I don't have anything to do with them. They know they're not allowed to come anywhere near me, and they don't come anywhere near me because I have my sacred space. So as long as you've got that and you're working with spirit, then you know that you're only going to be talking to the loved ones, the beautiful ones, and the ones that really, really matter, and the ones who you care about. So that I probably didn't describe that very well, but I know what I mean. And as long as I know what I mean, hopefully you will. Hello, Colleen. So we are setting an intention. We are putting out to the spirit world that, yes, we want to work with them. 2, we want to work with them with love. 3, we want to work with integrity. 4, we're going to work with responsibility. And 5, we want to be able to connect them to their loved ones. Simple. It's as simple as that. Now, I'm just going to scan up because Julie said, how do you know it's a golden nugget when the sitters don't give much feedback? I'm actually going to do a class in how to be a good sitter, because the number of times, when you get people, who sit in the audience and they go, and it's really, really hard because you feel like going up and, oi, where, are you alive or what? But they don't respond. Now, it is really, really important for a person that is receiving a message that you say yes, no, or I don't know. If it's yes, brilliant. If it's no, we've got to go back to the spirit world and say, they didn't understand that. Give that information to me, please, in a way that they will understand it. And if it's I don't know, it's the same thing. We go back and we ask for clarification, validation. One of my lovely students calls me Miss Valid Val. I love that. So we're looking for that validation. We're looking for the golden nugget. I'm going to be called the Golden Nugget Queen, I think. But we've got to make sure that our recipient says yes, no, or I don't know. Don't just sit there with a face and not actually connecting. Because the other thing is that your voice is energy. You give us your voice, we can connect to that voice. And that is really, really important. So a yes, no, or I don't know. You don't feed the medium, because if you feed the medium, then the information is coming from you and not from the spirit person. So we've got to, go to the spirit world. Oh, I got an itchy nose. Go to the spirit world, ask them what information they're giving us, and then translate that information and give it to the recipient. And then we expect, please, for our recipient to say, yes, no, or I don't know. Don't feed the medium yet because they've already eaten. Actually, that's a good point. I always say don't eat at least 2 hours before you do a DEM, because when you eat, and this is something that we were taught I was taught many years ago, when you eat, your body's using energy to digest your food. So you're actually then trying to do a mediumship demonstration, and the energy that you're supposed to be using to connect to spirit is digesting your food. So it's going to be diluted. So have a banana or have something 2 hours before and then eat afterwards, but don't eat, directly before doing a mediumship demonstration. Now, I want to come back to the classes. So I put on extra classes and everybody's gone, yeah. Are you going to do some more? And I am. And, we're all in lockdown together. We're all looking for things to alleviate the boredom. And, we're all fed up with Netflix. And do I fancy getting up early on Thursday morning, Jan, and coming to Nash? So is that a 4 o'clock in the morning? Okay, I've dropped myself in it here. So we're all in the same situation and we're looking for something different to do. So I put my hand up and I offered to do a 2-hour class, only $40 for a beginners. And as I said, I had 3 beginners on Saturday, and it was fabulous because they really enjoyed it. They got an awful lot out of it. They looked so happy. And one of the ladies who has been taught to a certain level and then walked away because of confidence, she said, I've never been taught that way before. I've never been had mediumship explained to me like that before. And she said it was so much fun. And I always, I do this with fun. I do my mediumship with fun. I do my teaching with fun, because if you work with fun and laughter, you do it better, and it sits better. You remember it. And the number of my students, I've got Val's voice in my head saying, remember this, do that, say this, don't do this. But that's what's important. If you've got a teacher that resonates with you, some of the things that they say will stick. I can remember some of my teachers and the things that they said. Hello, Lisa. So let's try to do that. We've got to do this with love, with fun and laughter. And yes, I'm doing another beginners class, Gillian, on Saturday. Now I'm going to put them up on, let me put this up for you. I'm going to put them up on my website, which will be done this evening. It's literally 40 Australian dollars for a 2-hour class. I think that is extremely good value for money. And yeah, thank you, Angela. Madeline, there's no readings on this tonight. It's literally just talking about mediumship and alleviating the myths of how to do this and why we do this. But it's a 2-hour class on Saturday between 5 and 7. And Jan, don't panic, I will be there for my demonstration with Jenny. And then on Sunday, I will do 5 till 7 for an advanced mediumship course as well. And if you come on the advanced course, expect to be pushed, because if you're on an advanced course, you've already done some training, but you need to be taken that extra step. And I know it's only a 2-hour class, that's why I'll push you hard. But 40 Australian dollars for both the classes. So that's 5 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is beginners, Sunday is advanced. And then 5 p.m. Australia time. Yes, Gillian. Yes. I don't know what time it'll be there with you. And then Saturday night. So I did a dem last Saturday night with Karen. Love working with Karen. Karen and I have known each other $40. Karen and I have known each other for 30 years. We started our training together. So actually to get an opportunity to work together is amazing. And then next Saturday, I'm doing a demonstration of mediumship with Jenny Doherty, who is the funniest medium I've ever worked with. We've known each other only a short while. And we we've worked live together, and the first time I saw her or worked with her, I had my jaw on the floor because I was just blown away by the way she worked. But I love the mediumship that she does, and we work very well together. So Karen and Jenny and myself all work very well. So people are asking about the classes. Trish, I would stick with a beginner's class for now, because we're going to do some different things, but I'll take you through the beginner stages to get you through to the, you know, getting messages from spirit. So we will do it in small steps. And, you know, it is really, really important to remember, don't think that anybody, that if you do one course that you're then able to go out and do messages. I've seen it too often. And then what happens is that person will fall flat on their face because they haven't got the confidence, they haven't got the ability. Why does it count you out, Kate? You are funny. But you've got to get to a certain level where you know that you're giving good information, that you're giving acceptable information to the recipient. And then when your teacher says, I think you're ready to step out, then you do that. You don't do it until your teacher says that you're ready. Some of you know my story. My lovely teacher, she said to me one week, I'd worked my way from the beginner's class to the advanced class, and I was still at the pulling teeth stage. It was still hard work. But she said, I think you need to come out and do a demonstration with me. I said, okay. So she said, I'm doing a church service on Wednesday, and it was at Villiers Road in Kingston in Surrey. And I turned up at the church and introduced myself. Yeah, coming in. Geraldine said you were going to be working with her tonight. Now, Geraldine had only said to me, you're only doing one message. And I thought, I don't have to do anything else, just one message. Well, we sat there, 3 cup of teas later. And the church, the stewards of the church said, we think you're going to have to do the service. Oh, my goodness me. I've never been so scared in all my life. So they walked me out from the back room, which is where the mediums in the UK always have to be outside. You know, they don't mingle with the audience. And we walked out, and I walked up the steps onto the platform and turned, and there was a packed house. There was about 70 people in this church, and I've never been so frightened in my life. My heart was pounding so hard. My head was pounding so hard. And I thought, oh, my God, what am I going to do? And I sat down, waited for the chairperson to do all her, you know, whatever it was, that opening prayer and blah, blah, blah. And then I heard, and now it's over to you, Val. Oh, gosh. I said to Spirit so quickly, if you want me to do this, you're going to have to work with me now. You're going to have to stop this noise in my head and my heart. And I stood up, and I still remember it. It was like Val got pushed away and Spirit just took over. And it was one of the most wonderful experiences that I've ever had. Now, I did the whole service. So I had to do, I said opening, I did the closing prayer. I had to do an address, which is a talk. And then I had to do all the messages. And I think there was probably about 6 or 7 messages, something like that, if I remember rightly. And then at the end, you know, everybody's coming up to you and saying, oh, that was fantastic, blah, blah, blah. It was amazing. And it was trust, Trish. It was total trust. And anyway, the following day, I managed to speak to my teacher. I said, what on earth happened to you? Her car broke down. And this was in the days of no mobile phone. So she couldn't get in touch with anybody to let any of us know what was happening. So Spirit had put me in that situation. They knew that I was ready. I didn't. And I must admit, do I remember what my first talk was about? No, I don't. But I'll talk about that in a second. But Spirit had put me in a position where they knew that I would be okay. I didn't. And do you know what? I think if I was in that situation now, when people say, are you ready to go out there? I go, no. If that hadn't happened, I think I would still be as terrified. But I didn't have a choice. I was put in that situation and I did it. And I'm really glad that I didn't let myself down. So again, I'd had fantastic teachers. I still learn. I'm still studying. After 30 years, I still want to make sure that I'm doing it better than I did it the last time, and that I'm doing the best for whoever is in front of me. Now, you asked, Kate's asking, do I remember my first talk? No. But what I've done with my talks is I use my life's experiences, because I don't want to, okay, I can talk about some philosophy because I've done my study with the Spiritual National Union. And I've got some of that knowledge in my head. I don't hold information very easily. So if I'm going to do a talk on, say, the Fox sisters, I need to go and look up again about the Fox sisters, because I won't remember all the dates, times and names. Whereas if I'm doing a talk about me, my experiences, they're easy. So I can talk about my experiences with mediumship. I can talk about my experiences with my training, my pitfalls, you know, the wonderful things that happen in my life as well. And then how they relate to the 7 principles. I love personal responsibility. That's an important one. Brotherhood of Man, standing together, which we as a world are doing at the moment. We're all in the same boat, and we're all standing together and helping one another. So that's the Brotherhood of Man. Personal responsibility is, you know, okay, I've made a mistake, let me put it right. Don't blame other people, which a lot of people do. So to answer your question, Kate, no, but use things that are simple. I love it when you are in a church service and you're listening to the words of a song, and it's funny how everything links together. It is absolutely beautiful. So you listen to the words of a song, then you listen to the words in a reading, and bingo, there's your address, there's what you do, you talk about, and you just have to go with the flow. And you know, most of us are intellectual, most of us are educated to a certain degree, and you don't have to be a top philosopher like Socrates or somebody like that. You can just talk about you, your experiences, and what you've gone through. I mean, I've gone through loss. I went through many years of mediumship training, and I hadn't lost anybody. And I used to feel guilty to a certain extent, because there's me dealing with lots and lots of people. Do you or ever have you ever doubted yourself? Oh, Dimi, that's a good one. You must be Greek, so I'm going to say Kalinikta. I doubt myself and question myself constantly, and I think that's a very important thing, and a good point to raise, actually, because so what happens if you go, oh, I'm okay, I can do this, I'm very good at this, and I'm very clever at that, and I don't have to worry? The ego gets in the way, and we cannot afford to have ego when you're doing this work. One, if you've got ego and you're trying to connect to spirit, there's no room in there for spirit to get in. So you have to park your, I tell all my students to park your ego over on the wall. So push yourself aside, allow that free flow of energy, that free channel for spirit to be able to make that direct contact. So what happens is it is restarted again. I'm so sorry, Manisha, lovely to see you again. But you create that free flow for spirit to be able to come through and be able to give that information directly. And it's interesting, because in my early days, I think I mentioned in the first half of this that my mediumship was like pulling teeth. And one day I joined a new group, a development group, and the first week was the same as it had always been. You know, it was hard work and I wasn't getting anything, or not getting much. And the next week I was at the class, and I literally just opened my mouth, and blah, 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 all these words are pouring out of my mouth, and I'm sort of turning around, looking behind me, going, where's that coming from? And it was beautiful, because I'd realized that I, Val, had got out the way, and spirit were able to use me to be able to communicate. And I remember that message so clearly. It was for a man who played a saxophone, who had an amputated leg above the knee. Oh my gosh. And I was just just blown away by that. And then that's when it started to grow and develop. But if we get in the way, if our ego gets in the way, we're not able to do this at all. So, okay, that is very, very important. You are on my question. Okay. While doing meditation, yep, you feel the energy in your hands joining. And do you know what? I like that question. Okay. If you can feel your own energy, then when the energy of a spirit person steps in, which is what you're giving and what you're talking about, you can feel it. Okay. I said this a little bit earlier. I absolutely love it when I ask spirit to step forward. And because I've expanded my energy and I'm aware of my own energy, I can feel them. I go goosebumpy. And then I think, oh my goodness me, that is just so lovely. But it's like an invisible hug, but I feel it. And so practicing how to be able to feel energy, feel other people's energy is very, very important. And if you want to do this work, that feeling energy, sensing energy, being aware of energy is super important. You know, you can do that going into the supermarket, by the way, although I wouldn't be telling you to do that at the moment, but when times are better. I read the James Redfield books, The Celestine Prophecy, many, many years ago. And it was the first one, just The Celestine Prophecy. And in the book, he talks about the auric energy fields around people. And I was quite fascinated by this. He said, because they fall into three categories. One is that feels really lovely. And the other one is, that feels really horrible. And the other one is, oh my goodness me, they're just draining me. And I tried to experience those different energies. And I used to have a friend that used to come to my house, and he caught me every time. We'd be sitting there talking, and I think, oh my gosh, I feel drained, I feel empty. And it felt like my energy was just going down a plug hole. And I thought, I forgot to do it. I forgot to put my protection around me to protect me from that draining energy. I don't protect myself from the lovely ones because they feel gorgeous. But the ones that feel like that, I have to put my protection up. And I remember once going to my front door when I lived in the UK. And I was doing readings, and I'd had a busy day as usual. And I remember opening the door and thinking, oh my goodness, this energy hit me from this woman. And I said to Spirit, please put that bubble around me now, put my protection around me. And it was bang. And that woman was verbal, physical. She was just not very nice person at all. Energy vampires. Yeah. Some people just want to drain you because you've got nice energies and they want a bit of it, and then they just try and take it. So don't allow anybody to take your energy from you. Hello, Yana. Nice to see you again. So Lisa said she's a Reiki master and love what I do and want to expand on my gift. Well, mediumship is the next step onto that. I've done my Reiki training. I've done hands-on healing at the church. We'll see you next time, Angela. Lovely that you came on. And you know, as I said, I keep learning, I keep training. I want to expand my abilities as much as I possibly can, not for my benefit, although it helps, but for your benefit when I'm doing readings for somebody. Because if you can, do you know what? It is absolutely lovely when you know you've brought somebody through to somebody, or somebody's loved one through from spirit, and you can see that emotion, and it's catching because you're all sitting there and everybody's crying, you know. And Jan will vouch for me on this one. There was a lovely message that was brought through fairly recently, and I think it was Karen that brought it through. The whole audience was in floods of tears because it was so moving and so poignant and so many golden nuggets. And that's, as I said, that is what we want to do. So as my intention is thinking of my mum, so she is the one who is hugging me, right? Absolutely, Manisha. I would bet my bet my bottom dollar on that one. You know, your mum would have loved you and cared for you and shared things with you, whether they were good, bad, or indifferent when she was here. She's still doing the same, and she wouldn't miss out on that. And I know, you know, with me, I get excited when my granddad's watching me do something, especially my granddad who's a musician. And if I'm singing or making a complete mess of it, and he'll go, oh, here you go, Val. You know, just lovely, lovely things like that. It's really important. I've been making dresses, and my nan was a seamstress, and I made a mess of something the other day, and she's going, oh, Val, just try again. So it's just beautiful. It really is so beautiful. And I don't ever want that to stop. I really don't want that to stop. I'll just mention, we're going to go over a bit here, but never mind. I'm sure people don't mind. When I first started doing all of this work and my training, nobody ever mentioned to me that my nan was a medium and that she was a tea leaf reader. It was almost like, shh, 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 we don't talk about that. And then, you know, many, many years later, somebody said, oh, well, of course, your nan was a tea leaf reader. And why didn't somebody tell me? I felt like a complete alien all these years. And then it was just lovely that it was all out in the open. I still have family that go, oh my God, don't mention it to Val. You know, we won't talk about what she does. And I just think they want to lock me in a closet and forget about me, but I can't help who I am. I can't help what I do. And I'm really very, very happy with what I do and very proud of this ability. And I think it's very special. I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose it. The other thing I will mention there is I know I won't lose it because I don't come from that complacency or ego space. I saw some mediums in the UK who were so full of their own importance. And the next thing, and they were very good mediums, I might point out, the next thing, they stopped doing mediumship because it just stopped working for them. And I thought, oh, I don't want to be like that. So I'm very, very mindful and very, very careful about how, what, why, where, when, and think about that. Okay, so Manisha says, can we see them in the form of the body they left in this lifetime, or can we hear them, I mean their voice directly, or just in dreams? You know what, it depends on what sort of medium you are, Manisha. There's clairvoyant, which is seeing, clear seeing, clairaudient, which is clear hearing, or clairsentient, which is clear sensing. Now, I'm very lucky. I've gone in fits and starts. I see spirit like I see myself. I see them there, I see them in here, and I can feel them. I've had them smacking my bottom. I've had them pulling my hair. So however you are trained, or whatever level you're trained at, spirit will give it to you to suit your abilities. I think that's a good way of saying it, because they don't want to frighten you. And that is very, very important. So if you want to learn how to do this, Manisha, and then be able to see them, but see them in your third eye. You know, this is the chakra that allows us to see clearly into the spirit world and also the physical world. But ask them to show themselves to you, but tell them that you're not going to be frightened either. I used to be half-hearted about all of that when I was young, or when I was, you know, in my earlier days, because I thought if I see them and if they come up from behind a door, I'm gonna just go grey overnight. But it doesn't work like that, because they don't want to do that to you. They love you, they care about you, whether they're here or in the spirit world, it doesn't matter. They still love you and want to look after you and protect you. And I am very proud, Trish, thank you. The first thing I thought about you tonight was sewing clothes due to the mannequin in the background. Well spotted. It's funny because my mannequin's got no head, and my little granddaughters came through the other day and they were very upset because she had no head. So they've drawn a face on her, and then they made me put clothes on, which was quite interesting. Anyway, that's by the by. Tina said, I had a reading with Val on the weekend, and the amount of golden nuggets and messages was amazing. Thank you. And thank you. I loved doing your readings because your parents that came through were just so connective, communicative, and full of love for you, and they wanted to share that. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate that. What about seeing deceased loved ones in dreams? Absolutely, absolutely. You know, when we go to sleep at nighttime, I'm not going to stop tonight. I think I'm going to keep going. When we go to sleep at nighttime, our physical body is asleep, but our spiritual body is not. So it allows our spiritual body to travel into the realms of spirit and to meet up and connect with loved ones, guides, helpers, and to learn. So that is a very, very important point. So when you dream of, and majority of the time, when you dream of your loved ones, you're not dreaming about them, you're physically there with them. And they probably have come through because they've got a message to get through to you, or you're going through a bit of a difficult time, and you're going to be in the dream, you're going to be shown something that was beautiful, loving, caring, familiar, and they want to share that with you. So when you dream of your loved ones, they are there. Okay, so please remember that. I just think it's wonderful. I love it when I wake up in the morning and I think, okay, thank you, Dad, thank you, Nan, thank you, Granddad, you know, and I just know how wonderful that is. So they try every way they possibly can to say, I'm still there, I still love you, I still care, I still can help you, I can still guide you. And don't be worried, don't be frightened. Come on, let's get on with this and do it together. That is the absolute beauty of being able to make those wonderful connections to your loved ones in the spirit world. There is absolutely nothing scary about it. And if you have fear, I want my students today saying, oh, I'm terrified. You create that barrier. You create that brick wall. Oh, Malcolm, how lovely to see you. I haven't seen you for ages. And I've worked in Malcolm's church many, many times. But for your loved one to for your loved one to be able to let you know that they're still there is the most magical thing in the world. Do you know, I mentioned as well, when people have asked me recently, when they pass into the spirit world, are they on their own? Do they get greeted? And you know, how many stories have I heard, and I'm sure you have, about somebody that's just passing and they suddenly they're lying there and they're almost unconscious, and all of a sudden they open their eyes and they smile and then they pass away. What is that? That is the recognition of the other loved ones in the spirit world waiting to greet them. And I love this. So when we lose somebody, we get so sad because we're losing one of our physical beings. But the spirit world is so happy because they're coming home. And it's the same with babies. A baby comes into this world, it's a new spirit. So the spirit world have let that one go for us to embrace it. It's like the opposite way around. It is absolutely gorgeous. Now, okay, so extra classes Saturday, they're going on my website tonight or tomorrow, so please watch out for my website. The information's up there. So on Saturday at 5 o'clock till 7, there is a beginner's class, $40. That's all for 2 hours. And then on Sunday at 5 till 7 is a advanced mediumship course, and expect to be pushed. And yes, Yana, the loved ones are with other family members as well. They have a great big party when somebody passes, and they're so, they're greeting them and welcoming them in. So Elizabeth has just said, as an RN nurse, many times the dying tell us their deceased family are with. Absolutely. I love it. They suddenly start talking about, the person that's died many, many years ago. And okay, so beginners and advanced classes on Saturday and Sunday at 5 o'clock. Now, I'm supposed to be coming to Adelaide and Melbourne. Adelaide in August. Now, I'm keeping everything crossed that we are going to be able to do that. But with this situation that we're in, especially in New South Wales, I'm not sure, so I'll keep you posted. And then I was supposed to be going to Melbourne again in September for some more teaching DEMS workshop, whatever. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for that, but I will keep you posted, I promise. Now, I've been putting lots of pictures up. I do my daily walks and I love it. I today my walk was to Aldi's to get something that I needed, which was interesting. But yes, I'm coming to the UK, Nessie, don't worry. And I will be doing the same then. I can't wait to get to the UK because we're going to have a big knees up, Mother Brown, knees up, Mother Brown. Got you, Ness. So I do the pictures. I take the pictures of the beautiful scenery that's around me, whether it's flowers, whether it's, okay, South Australia has a stage 4 now. Okay, I'm keeping a close eye on it all, Lorraine. So I take the pictures and I share it with you because I want you to be uplifted. I don't want all this doom and gloom. I don't like negativity. I don't think it's a good idea for anybody to have negativity, especially when we're all in the same situation. So let's post some pretty pictures, some beautiful things that are around you, you know, whether it's your grandchildren, whether it's the ocean. I love watching the ocean because for me, that is a magical power. Thank you, Kate. I do try to get to the beach every day. And, you know, it may be the same walk, but every time I do it, it's different because the beach looks different every day. The weather's different. There's different people. It was funny the other day because I put up, there was a little baby sausage dog that run in between my leg and nearly tripped me over. And then the next minute, there was a collie dog went full pelt at me and nearly run me over. And I thought, oh my gosh, the beach has become too dangerous. Anyway, so let's do some nice things. And Pam asked about, I'm not sure if Pam's still on here, but dowsing rods. I've got dowsing rods. Where are they? Let me just show you quickly. Just sticks of metal that allow you to, I hope you didn't see my slippers, but allow you to measure energy. And you can, you know, I've used them lots of times, but these are ones that I bought, and you can actually make them out of metal coat hangers. So have a go, and you have to have, I don't know, that's about 4 or 5 inches, and that's about 10 to 15 inches. It doesn't matter, but you hold it. I'm going to quickly show you if I can. The thumb goes behind at the back, the bit there. You saw my slippers. Oh, well, at least it wasn't like Jan. Jan actually, she stood up from her chair the other day and her trousers had slipped down. So we all had a, So the thumb goes at the back, the 3 fingers in front, and the little finger goes to the back. I don't know if you can see that very clearly. And then you just ask for the energy to show you a positive. So as I'm doing that, I'll hold them both because it works better if you, Nessie, you have some, so it's good to play, good to practice. So I want a positive, go positive, go positive. Okay, I'm not moving my hands, I'm not moving my body, and they're starting to come together. Okay, so I'm now going to ask the rods. I love doing this because you can find water, you can find lost items. So I'm just going to ask it now to show me a negative. And look, before I even start saying anything, it's going outwards and I'm not moving my hands. So you can have fun with those. And you know, it's all part of energy. It's all part of energy. Anyway, I think I've rabbited enough. You guys have been lovely. Thank you for bearing with me losing my camera. I do not know what that was about. I think we have a good explanation because there's a lovely lady that's passed recently who's been causing technical havoc, and we just love that. Anyway, thank you all very, very much. Now, this is the part, I promise you I won't sing tonight because I've got no voice, and last week I nearly died. I want to stay in the physical world, so I'm not going to sing. But we are going to connect to one another, and we're going to do some healing, and we're going to sing, or we're going to play. Let me get the song up first, and I should have done this by now, but never mind. Heal the World, Michael Jackson, because it's my favorite. And I'm going to put it to there, put it on pause. I want you all to imagine that you're all connecting to one another. Thank you, Sarp, for that. and Tina and Ali, we're going to imagine that we're all linking hands to one another. And we're sending our energy out with our left hand to the next person in the group. And then we're receiving it from into our right hand. So we're feeling that beautiful flow of energy through our body. Energy. It's all about energy. So we're sending out that healing energy to every single one here. Once we've done that, I want you to imagine that you are expanding that out as far as you can. Imagine you've got a bubble in front of you and you've got a bicycle pump, and you're pushing and pushing and pushing that bicycle pump. So as it's expanding, 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 and it goes out across our world, connecting every single plant, animal, section of our world together. Because the only way we can get through what we're going through at the moment is to stand together and stay safe and look out for one another, but to send that healing energy out to every single person. Doesn't matter color, creed, who you are, where you are, whatever you are, send it out to our planet. And I'm just going to put this music on so we can just listen to that wonderful words, the lovely, lovely energy. Keep sending that energy out. And thank you all for joining me. Thank you for bearing with my hiccups. I love the words in this song. If you get the chance to read the words, they're really, really quite emotive. And I've just adopted this. I know Jan and Ness have adopted this as their healing song as well. But heal the world. I mean, goodness, we need to heal the world. But include each one of us in that as well. Love you too, Ness. Okay, we're going to start singing a chorus. Sing as loud as you can. I promise you I won't sing. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. Never evil dying if you care enough for the living. Make a better place for you and for me. Get that bicycle pump going and spread it further, further, further. Do it in your daily life as well. When you go out, share with others. Thank you for all your love tonight. And all your questions. One more chorus. Make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are make a better place for you and for me. Hello, Kassane. Thank you, Jan. Thank you, Kate. Thank you, Yana. See you next week. No technical hitches, I hope. Thank you all so much. Thank you for bearing with me. Thank you, Michelle. You know, it sometimes sounds like I'm talking rubbish and, you know, having a good laugh, but this is a wonderful thing to be able to do, and being able to share that love. And being able to share that continuity of that love and laughter with your people from the spirit world is so, so important. But I'm going to leave it now. Remember, extra classes Saturday and Sunday, 5 o'clock, beginners and advanced. They will be on my website tonight. The Dem with Jenny Doherty is Saturday night. And Ah, Sarp, that's beautiful. He said, when I hear your name, you'll put a smile on my face. So Jenny and I are demoing on Saturday night, sorry. It looks like I might be doing something in Nash on Thursday. We'll wait and see. But again, next week, Monday, same time, 7 o'clock, no technical hitches, hopefully. Stay safe, everybody. Wherever you are in this world, stay safe. Don't take any chances. Your life is very, very important. So protect it as much as you can. And I'm sending each one of you love and healing. Thank you very, very much. Lots of love.